All right, you guys, we are kicking this off. This is week 2 of our Diamond Dash or Superstar Dash, Disney Dash. I don't know what this is called. Whatever dash we're doing. And I'm super pumped. Tonight, I am talking about mindset and how to use affirmations in your business to kind of reprogram your brain. So if you've ever seen anything that I've ever done at Summit or leadership or anything, I'm like huge on personal growth and mindset, because I know for a fact that your actions won't follow through until your mind is in the right place. So it doesn't matter what we teach you. It doesn't matter how boss Kate is at inviting, and now you guys have all of her secrets and you know how to do it. That doesn't matter unless you actually believe that this is possible for you and you feel confident enough to do this stuff. Okay, so in this dash, I want you guys to really, it's so important to surround yourself with the energy and with the positivity and with the people who are going for that same goal, because you're going to have so many days when you're like, no. And you hear all of this, how do you do this? There we go. All of this rejection, because hopefully you guys are upping your numbers, you're upping your invites, you're upping the people you're talking to, you're expanding with more intention. And it's going to be natural to get into those moments of like defeat and feeling down. And that's why it's so important, especially when you're in a season of hustle, that you guys are like overdrive on the PD, on the positivity, on the affirmations. And 3 books, if you haven't read them, that I want you to read during our dash are, number 1, As a Man Thinketh. It's like so short. It's so short and it's super old school. I wish I had it right here, but I don't know where it's at. I think it's by James Allen. And it's just really powerful. Just the power of your thoughts. And it just talks about that. The second book is Mastering Your Mean Girl. And that's just one that all girls need to read because we're just really mean to ourselves naturally. And the third one, and this is the one that I'm going to preach, is No Limits by John C. Maxwell. So this one's blow the cap off your capacity. And I've read it like 3 or 4 times and I'm rereading it right now. And every single time I'm just like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Like, this is exactly why so many people get stuck in complacency, because they're not willing to get outside their comfort zone. They're not willing to push the limits. They're not willing to reprogram their brain, and they believe all the lies that they've told themselves for years. No limits. Screenshot that, you guys. Bing. Okay. And this is what is going to set you guys apart from the rest of everyone else that is not doing this with us. Okay. Because how many coaches are there in the network? There's like 400 something thousand. And granted, there's like a ton of discount coaches, but still there's only like, 50 superstar diamond coaches. And that's stupid. Like, it's stupid that there's only 50 coaches that have been able to develop that many diamonds, because diamond is not hard, you guys. Diamond is not hard. 8 coaches and 2 emeralds. Like, I promise you could go around your neighborhood and basically be diamond tonight if you had that much confidence in what this gift is for people. So I want you guys to, this is like the actual homework that you guys have to do tonight, okay, before you go to bed. You guys need to think, and if you're on my team, you've heard me say this before. You guys need to think about every single limiting belief that you have, okay? I'm shy. I don't know enough people. I'm afraid to whatever. I'm not cute enough. I don't look like Barbie, so I can't be successful. I don't have a big enough following. I'm afraid of rejection. I'm scared of what people will think. All of the things that when you sit down to work come flooding in your brain and hold you back from stepping up and being your best self every single day. Okay. So you guys are going to make this list of limiting beliefs and fears and self-doubt, and you're going to write them all out on paper, and then directly either if you want to get another sheet of paper, I guess, or beside it or whatever, you're going to create a specific affirmation for every single one of the limiting beliefs. Okay. You're not just going to make a list of 10 that says like, I'm strong, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, I'm diamond, I'm outgoing. Like, no, you are going to be like, because I showed up to share my story today, I'm going to change lives and impact people. Okay. Because I make sacrifices now, I am going to create the life that I want for my family. Because I'm doing this, I'm going to do this. Or you like, does that make sense? So if you guys want, I'm too old, Christy. Okay, and I'm too old. An affirmation I would create for that is, I have so much experience in life that I get to share my wisdom with the world and help them change their lives. Something like that, you know? So it reprograms this I'm too old, like that's a bad thing, to it makes it a good thing. You have way more experience than all of us, and you're not even old, P.S. But anyways, if that's your excuse, you have more experience, you have more knowledge, you have more, all of these things. You make the things that you think are bad, good. And then you reprogram your brain so that you really do gain confidence just through saying these things every single day. So what I would do is I would create these affirmations, and I would set a reminder on your phone to either read them or listen to them. So you could record them in a voice recorder. You could record them and then 3 times a day play them, so you're hearing yourself talking these things through. Or you could just have them in your notes, and 3 times a day have a reminder go on, and you have to go read your things out loud and say them to yourself. I am this. I am this. I am an incredible leader who attracts leaders who want to change their life. So if you're like, I'm scared to lead a team, no one will want to be on my team. Those are the types of things that you start to say. I have so much to offer. I'm going to attract people who want to hustle and who want to lock arms with me and change the world. Whatever. Okay. You guys, you might think it's hokey pokey, but this stuff is real. Okay. And I promise you that the second your mindset shifts, your actions will follow. You'll show up with more confidence in your posts. You'll show up with more conviction in what you have to offer people in your conversations. And you and I could have the same conversation with the same person and have completely different outcomes because of the way we speak about what we have to help them. And so if this isn't something where you've reached a place where you're so, just where you believe so strongly in what you have to get there. And it's not fake it till you make it. You truly have to get there because you can't fake this crap. Okay. So if you haven't, this is the one that I would say read like ASAP. This one's going to push you. And it's not like a pump you up. It's not like a 10X rule book. Like I love that book, but it's not like that. It's not like a fire you up to go work. You need to like soak it in and apply it to yourself and figure out how you can grow and develop because of these things. He talks about controlling your energy. And you guys, that is like the most important thing that you guys can do in these next 5 weeks. Because if you let your energy, okay. So I've worked with a lot of people, right, in the past 5 years. And it is so hard to mentor and work with people who have really high highs and really low lows. Like you never know who you're going to be talking to in a conversation. You have to learn how to manage your energy so that you can be strong and steady. Yes, celebrate the good, but then it's back to work. You're hustling, you're doing stuff. And when you hit lows, you feel the suck for a little bit, but you can bounce right back and you don't stay down for long. That is what separates the top leaders from the people who kind of feel like they're in a rut always. It's because they have this like roller coaster days. And it's so hard to manage that, and it's exhausting for you. So if you guys can read this and really soak it in and learn how to get your head right, you guys are going to be unstoppable. Okay. I can promise you that. And I want you guys to really just think about the things that are holding you back, because if you're on this call, you're pushing for diamond. Okay. do not wait until October 1st to be like, oh crap, October 4th is our goal date and I'm still at 2 coaches. Like, you guys, we have time. Time is on your side right now because we still have like 5 weeks. That doesn't mean you wait 5 weeks to hustle and to get outside your comfort zone and to do the scary stuff. That means you start today. Hopefully you've already started. But if you haven't, that means you start today sending 20 to 50 invites a day, having more conversations, presenting the business more, doing weekly sneak peeks, doing all of the things, the actions that it's going to take to make happen, and set non-negotiable goals weekly to create urgency, okay? So not, I have to hit Diamond by October 4th, I have to, no matter what, draw a line in the sand, sign 2 coaches a week, minimum. 2 coaches a week, minimum. Because that way you're consistently putting it in front of people, whether that's challengers signing up with a coach account, whether that's business builders, whatever, at least 2 to 3 coaches a week has to be happening right now, you guys. And I know I've got a Dash group with all my girls, and there's like 50 of you in there. And I know lots of you guys haven't signed a coach since you've been in there. And we've had that going for like a month and a half. So you guys, now is when the urgency has to happen, and the actions won't happen until your head gets there. So that's why we wanted to talk about this, because it's not something that we can train you on. It's something that you have to just see the importance and put in the work to do it. Okay. And that's why I want you guys to read this, because if I could just like twiddle my wand and make you confident, I would do that, because that is the secret sauce to successful coaches, is they somehow develop confidence, and everything else it feels like they touch is gold. Because I don't know, it's like, and I get coached all the time, well, what makes a successful coach? Confidence. Okay. And confidence happens by showing up and being consistent and growing as a person. I feel like the top coaches, the only difference between top coaches and unsuccessful coaches is top coaches have grown a lot more than unsuccessful coaches as people. Like, and that's, I think, the greatest blessing of this business is you won't have success unless you grow as a human. And who doesn't want to grow as a human? It'll bless every aspect of your life. So embrace the challenge and just push yourself, you guys. There's a story in here. I'm not going to read it because that would be boring. But there's a story in here where he talks about a seal. Okay, it's on page 19. So once you guys get it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But basically, he had this seal like come and train him because he just wanted to be pushed to the limits. And he said, when you think you're done, you're only at 40% of what your body is capable of doing. That's just the limit that we put on ourselves. So if you think about that, 60% of our capacity isn't even getting tapped into. 60% of our growth and who we can become and our capabilities, we haven't even tapped into that. And then he says, our minds sometimes tell us little lies about ourselves and we believe them. We think we can't do this or that. It's not true. I take a look at Seal. He called him Seal. He just wants to get better tomorrow. That's what I want now too. And so he just talked about this guy basically every single day. He just woke up with the intentions to be better than he was yesterday. He woke up with the intentions to push himself better than he was the day before. And if we did that every single day intentionally, imagine what your life will look like a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Like, it would be incredible. So I'm going to challenge you guys for 5 weeks to be better tomorrow than you were today, and continue to do that every single day. Maybe that's sending a few more invites than you did the day before. Maybe that's getting a little more vulnerable in your posts. Maybe that's whatever that looks like. But if you do that, there's no way that you won't hit this Dash goal. Okay. Okay. Did you guys get the affirmation homework? The list your limiting beliefs, create affirmations, because that's legit. I want you to do that. Okay. And if my coaches want to send me yours, I'll look at them. But you don't have to, because I know some of them are personal. But yes, you guys can totally post them in our thread. And if you guys need help creating affirmations for certain limiting beliefs, I can totally help you do that too. Okay, so let's open it up if you guys have any questions at all, now's the time to ask.
I have one more book too that I'm reading right now, and it's Cara Leiba's like new book.
Is it the confidence one?
Yes. Like She Owns the Place.
So good.
If you guys don't mind the F word, which I don't.
Don't listen to it around kids.
But I'm only like a couple chapters in, and it just like makes me want to do like all the badass things. Like she makes me want pink hair. Like, she this book is like I think every woman needs to read it. So good. If you struggle with confidence.
I agree. It's such a good one. She just does like the F word.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
every page, I'm almost sure.
Yeah.
It's called Like She Owns the Place.
Yeah, it's good.
She's the one who wrote Girl Code. If you guys heard or have heard of Girl Code, it's good too.
That is a good one. I have a mile-long list.
Okay, questions. There has to be questions. I know it.
Yeah, Hannah, 10X is super good too. He pumps me up. I listen to him because I like his like Southern twang. Okay, I'm really struggling with invites. What are the most important things to include without saying too much? I think simple. I like to keep things simple, but at the same time, I like to share a little bit of why I'm reaching out and not just what I'm inviting them to. That helps me personally because I was that person that like for years didn't invite ever because I was so afraid of being that weirdo that sent all the invites and I didn't want people to think I was just out to like shark them. But how I got over that was including a little bit of my heart in the invite and not just like a copy paste. Hey, I'm filling a group, da, da, da. I sent a little bit of, hey, I get to work with women every single month because blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? Like sending a little bit of why helped me get over that. And now I send some that are like shorter and whatever, but that's just my tip because that helped me. And I was an invite scaredy cat for years. What?
And I'm the opposite. I don't like to share like any of my heart in the first initial invite because the people that the people that I have been like sharing some invites. Sorry, my dog is talking. They take it the wrong way. And so sometimes when I'm like, this changed my life and I want to share it with other people, they're like, why do you think I need to change my life? I don't need to change my life. What are you calling me, fat? Because they see my transformation. So like, for me, I am as vague as possible in the first initial invite, and then I get to talk with them throughout the conversation. I also don't believe that we sell anything. So I think that helps me feel like I'm not salesy because I don't think we sell a thing. I just think we have a gift to offer. So really, honestly, I think inviting is all mindset. Like if you believe you're being salesy, then you're being salesy. If you believe that you're like inviting someone to an amazing opportunity, whether you share more of your heart or not, it also depends on like your tribe you're talking to. Then like that's how your energy will most likely be taken.
Totally. See, two completely different perspectives and both successful. So it doesn't really matter. Just send them.
Send it.
Yes. Jackie said, I feel like I'm really okay with inviting to join boot camps, but what's the best way to approach someone to coach? So one of the things that I like to do with my coach invites is just use it as, and I actually got this from one of my coaches, from one of my newer coaches who's just killing it. And she basically just does the something about, hey girl, or whatever you want to say, I totally just creeped on your page and I love what you're putting out there. I love your vibe, whatever. Are you coach too? So obviously this only works if they're like actually sharing fitness or sharing something that would make you wonder if they were really a coach. Because if they're just like sharing teacher stuff, they'll be like, why would you think I was a coach? I only share teacher stuff. You're a weirdo. So if you're like going after a tribe of women who are already into fitness, that's what I lead with. And then lots of times they're like, no, I'm not, I do this. And then it just opens the door. We just get to chatting. And then if it is a good thing for them, then I'll say, hey, you should check this out. You could totally crush it, blah, blah, blah. So I like to do that when I'm leading with coaching, instead of like directly inviting them to a sneak peek or something like that. I like to at least open the door, so then we can navigate the conversation that way. But everyone, I mean, obviously I do direct invites when I do have a sneak peek and I think people would kill it. I'm like, hey, you should check this out at least, because blah, blah, blah. So I think it's just how you do it. But I used to not invite every single day to coaching, and now I do. And I do like the Are You a Coach too, just to plant seeds and open the door and have conversations with people who I really, really, really would want to surround myself with and do this with. What do you do, Kate?
I don't invite to coaching.
You just convert?
I convert, and then if I do a coach sneak peek, I just do call to actions for like 5 days on my stories and tell them the links to my bio, and I just kind of leave the ball in their court.
Yeah.
Or I'll go my boot camps. If there's like someone that I'm like, they need to be a coach, like I'll message them directly and tell them. But most of the time I just kind of like talk about like getting my coach sneak peek. I run coach sneak peeks bi-weekly. So like, you know, it's like, come be a fly on the wall. If you don't want to, like, do it. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to like hunt you down. But if I see someone, like someone joined mine today, she's literally been in my last 6 coach sneak peeks. And I messaged her and was like, dude, it's the same group that you've been in the last 6 times. And then she like opened up like why she hasn't joined yet. So I don't invite to coaching. I don't really have a reason like why I don't. I just never have. And like what I do works for me. And a lot of my people come out of my challenge groups. So that's why I always invite to challenge groups. But I have a big percentage that will join my sneak peek on their own. And then when I follow up with them, they like are ready to join. So
how important is that follow-up though?
Like so important. You have to keep track of who's joining your sneak peek and then telling them like, so what do you think? Do you have any questions? You can't just like let them join and like them come to you. Like you have to.
Yes. So many of my coaches are like, wait, I add people to sneak peek and then they ghost me. Nothing happens. And I'm like, I also the magic is in the follow-up and the follow-up and the follow-up.
I tag them in everything. I tag them in every video if I haven't seen them watch it. And then I'm like, drop your takeaway when you're finished watching this video or something. And like the people that are really interested will actually do it.
Right.
But yeah, it has to be in the follow-up. Like there's coaches on here that just signed up with me like 2 weeks ago out of my sneak peek. Like Nico's one of them. And she probably got like 5 emails from me. Like, what are you thinking? Like, are you ready? Like, do you have any questions? Like, you know, I'm always following up.
Yeah.
And I also want them to be comfortable. They know all the information. So like.
For sure. Katie Ann said, what books do you recommend for leadership? The one that I recommend more than anything else is 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Like read it 3 times straight in a row. It's really good. Alicia, how do you stop the negative people in your life, like family that don't believe you can do this and let you know that every day?
Hashtag watch me. Hashtag watch me.
Yeah, that's hard. Like they really let you know that every single day, because that's really rude. I would just kind of distance myself as much as you can with family. Like no matter if they're blood or not, that's still toxic and you don't need to do that. You don't need to surround yourself with that. If it's like your husband, then I would just tell him to be nicer. But I would use that as fuel. My personality would be like, F you.
Watch me.
I'm going to do this because you say I can't. But I know not everyone's like that. So I would just let that fuel your fire and then prove them wrong. Did you boost your posts to get more followers? You mean on Instagram or on Facebook. What are you talking about, Justine?
I'm going to say something about this
Okay.
one. I don't suggest, if you're trying to get new followers, to pay to boost posts. I think that if you want to outsource and like pay a company, like an outsourcing company like Jumper Media or 21 Social, like that, like put your money into that and they can run your Instagram and attract like your niche. But like I've only ever paid for like one sponsored ad, and it wasn't to gain followers, it was to gain leads for a coach sneak peek. I gained 11 followers, but like 100 leads for coaching. But I don't suggest new coaches do that at all, just because I don't think that you should invest your money in that way in the beginning. Because you really need to know like how to run an effective ad. You really need to know like that kind of stuff so that you're not just like throwing money at something. So if you want to gain new followers, I suggest using Captivate if you have an iPhone, or looking into Jumper Media or 21 Social or STEM Social.
Yeah, for sure. I think, and you have to be super clear on what your target is and who you want to reach in order for those to be effective. Because you can pay to get a whole bunch of weirdos if you're not super clear on your targeted pages. So just really do your homework and find some good targeted pages, find some inspo accounts that you can pull from and make it worth your money, because it's definitely well worth it for sure. Okay, Sydney said, I feel like all my coaches are excited at the beginning and then they fall off about a month later. Do I just move on and replace over and over? Okay, so I will say, even with my coaches, I'm always, like, I always have coaches that are super fired up and then just go like MIA. But I have a really high majority of people who stick around for a really long time. And so when I look at like the difference, the ones that stick around get fully invested in their own journey. And so when the business stuff doesn't happen super fast, they're still committed to reaching their own health goals and are focused on that, so they don't let this make them quit. But they also are very leaned in and connected with the team. I feel like my coaches that kind of never get connected or never lean into the team page or the threads or whatever and kind of just do their own thing, they're the ones that fall off super quick, because like the community and the energy and all that stuff is so important, you guys. So make sure they get connected, not just with you, but with your teammates, with your other people, so that they feel like they kind of have roots and they're not so quick to just peace out. But always replace. I mean, no matter, like, I'm 5 years in and every single month I'm like at least signing 10 to 15 coaches regardless. So you can't get overly excited over a couple good coaches that come in and then throw everything into them and not do all your other crap. So make sure that you're always consistently bringing new people in, no matter what, for sure. Christy said, what about non-fitness people you really want to coach with? So then you just got to build that relationship so that you can be like, hey girl, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And they'll be like, no. You'll be like, well, you should, because you would be rad to work with. So it's just like, I personally feel like with fitness people, it's just such a no-brainer. I'm like, dude, why are you not doing what I do? You already do the hardest part. But for people who aren't already sharing fitness and stuff, if I like their vibe and they're just a cool human and I think they could rock this, I get to know them first for a second. And then I say, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Because you'd kill it, you know? So that's just how I do it. I don't know. Who do you invite to coaching? I'm running a sneak peek and need to send more invites, but I don't know who to invite. Teresa, I always think about one who is already like a positive influence, like who already is putting content out there that could make an impact. They're a solid person. And two, I just think of people who I'd want to like have a slumber party with. Because especially like after just coming off of a big team retreat, I just want to surround myself with a bunch of cool girls that I love hanging out with, because we get to go to events together, we get to travel together, we get to go to retreats together, we get to hang out on social media together. And I'm not about to hang out with people I don't like. So Just think of all the people you really love and that you're attracted to their energy and whatever, and shoot them an invite. Just don't overthink it.
Also, she commented after that, people that like your coaching posts, yes.
Oh, for sure.
Like any coaching post that you breadcrumb, like definitely invite them, because they're probably just like being the like creepers watching. Also, for all of you that asked me why I had a lighter in my hand, I was lighting a candle. Thank you very much.
Kate. Deanne said she has the hardest time converting challengers. Why? Expand upon that. Like, why are you having a hard time converting challengers? I will say, if you don't get your challengers to love Shakeology or Performance Line, it's dumb for them to convert.
Right.
So that's that's the thing that you guys need to do with your challengers more than anything else, is help them love the products, because then it's a no-brainer to convert when they want to stay on it month 2. So if you're not helping them find a recipe they love, see the benefits, start to like recognize how they're feeling. If you're not being intentional about helping them pay attention to those things, you're missing the boat. Okay. So focus on that.
I also am doing a training in the Beachbody Champions page next week, which like I want to throw up about, but I'm talking about challenge groups. So I'm talking about like how I use challenge groups and like how I run them, because I do convert a lot of coaches out of my challenge group. I feel like I pour a lot into my challenge group. Like I feel like I do add a lot of value to it for the most part, because like for me, like that was how I lost all my weight, even as being a coach. Like I was a coach running my own challenge group, but like my clients were my motivation to like lose my weight. And so like that community was like so big for me. So like it's the same like community thing, like really getting them to lean in and be involved in your boot camp, whether you're running it on Facebook or you're running it on the challenge tracker or whatever, getting them like involved and interacting and like making friends in it. Like one of my bridesmaids is my first accountability partner that Ashley paired me with.
That's awesome. I think the community is like huge, like everything, for real. Okay, they were saying that their girls don't like Shakeology. What do you say to that?
I mean, some people are going to say they don't like Shakeology in order to get out of it. But I also like make them try. Like I usually set people up with a combo pack in the beginning, just because I'm like, I know it's less servings, but at least you can try different flavors. And then I always do a recipe exchange in my challenge group where like people are talking about their favorite Shakeology recipe. And then I've also done Shakeology Zoe. I've also done Shakeology shakedowns, which are fun, where you like ask who wants to participate, and then you assign ingredients to people, and they have to like take a day in the challenge group to explain what the ingredients does and like how it's good for you. And then like it almost convinces people that don't like Shakeology to like figure out how to like it, because they realize the value of it.
That's I like that. I like that idea. Another thing that I've done is just highlighting some certain ingredients. I think the thing with people is I don't care. I didn't like it at the beginning either. I didn't.
To be honest, sometimes I still don't. Like if I don't make it right, like I'm like,
right. Some days I'm like, oh, that tastes really healthy today. But I still chug it down anyways because it's freaking good for you. So I think helping them understand what they're actually putting in their body. It's not a freaking Wendy's milkshake, people.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, it's not a Frosty, but Frosties aren't going to get you the body you want either. These superfoods will. So I think just really helping to educate them better is probably something that they're missing too, because it's just plug and chug. Like if you don't like it, plug and chug. Get the superfoods in and go have like a steak that you enjoy for dinner or whatever, but get it in. So I can't remember what I watched. I think it was, I don't remember, but someone said plug and chug, and I'm like, that's so true, because even if I didn't love it, I would have it every single day. And I obviously have found ways to like it, but I would have it every single day regardless. So helping them see the benefits, understand what they're putting in their body, and helping them see the value, I think is really important.
And reminding them, because a lot of them are like, oh, I don't like it when they first get it. And like you help them with recipes or whatever, like they can return the flavor and get a different flavor. And if they're willing to do that, then that's probably the best. Like some people like can't stand strawberry. Like I hated strawberry when I first tried it. I was like, this tastes like something that sat in my car and is warm and moldy. And so then I tried chocolate and was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then I tried vanilla and I was like, not so much. And then I tried tropical strawberry and that's my jam. So like trying different flavors and reminding them that like they can return it and like try a different flavor. And if they're like, no, then like they don't want to have it anyways.
Yeah. Another thing that I do weekly challenger prizes for like one rock star of the week. And I always send out beach bars, energize, and hydrate, and then a different flavor of Shakeology that they didn't get in their challenger prize. So then they get a little taste of all the stuff. And then they're like, holy crap, I want those beach bars, or I want this, or I want that. And then it's seriously a no-brainer for them to sign up with a discount. So getting them to try more of the product line. This goes with your coaches too. If you guys have coaches that go inactive after a month, get them using more of the product line. We have so many incredible things for us to use on our own health journeys, and people are so one-dimensional with Shakeology. So help them use all of the stuff, and that will help your coaches stay active longer. It will help people value their actual coach account discount more, and they won't be so quick to cancel. Like these are things that you need to think about from a business standpoint too, because it just makes sense to grow a lucrative, sustainable business.
And I think also like my daily check-ins for my boot camp, because I do mine on Facebook, I'll say, did you have your Shakeology today? Like that's one of the questions they have to answer. And people like don't even just say like yeah or no. They're like, oh, I had chocolate, blah, 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 blah. And they like are giving like people ideas. And then there's people that love Shakeology in there. So then some people are like, oh, well, that person loves it. So like I should try it. Or like maybe I should try that flavor or something. Like I have a bunch of people that will skip a couple months or cancel, and they get back on it because they see someone else talking about how much they like it. And it's not just me.
Yeah, I like that too. That's a good idea. Okay, anything else, you guys? Moral of the story, help your people love the stuff and then they'll stay on for longer.
And if they're like totally against Shakeology, which like if I had to give up any product, I mean, I hesitate to say Shakeology because it's like changed my health, but I would go for the performance line. Like Energize and Recover are my jam. Like they taste amazing. They're amazing. If they're like, I don't want to pay for Shakeology, or like, I don't like it, switch them to the performance stack. It's cheaper and like they're still going to get results. And I bet they'll fall in love with it if they don't like Shakeology.
I agree. For sure. Either or, always. Never start them without at least one of those.
Yeah.
Anything else, you guys? I think we got through all of them. All right, my girls, if you need help with your affirmations, send me your limiting beliefs, or actually post them in the dash group, because then we can kind of feed off of each other, because I'm sure lots of you guys have the similar ones. But it's game on, you guys. 5 weeks, right? 5 weeks to show up and prove to yourself that you can rock this goal out. Don't let yourself down. That is the one thing that if you guys would just become your own best accountability partner, you will crush any goal that you set for yourself. But if you continue to set a goal and then you just let yourself off the hook, like Success Club, setting a rank goal, setting a I'm going to help 10 new people this month goal, if you just every single month go, oh, it didn't happen again, maybe next month, like, no, set a goal, do the crap, make it happen. Okay? Okay. All right. See you guys next week.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Bye.